I can't stand intros.
Not too long ago, I told you I would do a very short video on the Pint from SOG, and this is going to be the day. Just going to talk about it, not a review. I did see a lot of reviews on the Pint before I pulled the trigger on it, and I don't know, some of them they kind of misled me a little bit. I'm actually very happy with this. I found some of the reviews to be kind of negative, and I really don't have a lot of negative to talk about here. So let's get on with it. If size is something that you're wondering about, here is your standard Zippo lighter, regular size, if that helps you at all. And I think I've even got a Spyderco Tenacious nearby, if that helps you as well. Pretty small, not bad. I don't mind it at all. Okay, so the pocket clip is functional, works fine. I found that keeping it in the right pocket is best because it will not open. This will ride up against the corner of the pants. However, on the left-hand side, I find it tends to want to open because it's pretty smooth. And that's a good thing, right? It's very smooth. But if it's on the left side, it sometimes does that. So I kind of have to shove it up in the top corner there to keep it from doing that. And there's a little lanyard loop on the top side. And we're talking about the outside here, this 1/4-inch driver. I use it all the time. So all the knives that you see in my videos, when I'm changing pivots or taking out things, this is how I do it. And this is what I use. I use this SOG. It works just fine because sometimes I have to switch. Sometimes I'll be using this, and if I have to switch at a pinch to a pair of pliers for whatever reason, it's really quick, it's really easy, and really effective. Really happy with that. And I think I said really enough. There's a massive fidget factor going on here with this thing. I can do this all day, and maybe that's why it's so smooth, is because I've done this a lot. And not to say that it didn't come smooth, it was just not as smooth as it is right now. Fidget factor, lots of fun, if that means anything to you. I find the pliers to be extremely useful. Not a full size, it's very small, obviously. I also carry full-size multi-tool with me every day, but this one I don't carry with me typically every day. It just kind of lives here on the bench. And I've used the pliers a ton. Very, very solid. Very little play, if that means anything to you. Yeah, I opening up crazy glue where it's kind of stuck. Here's an example here right on the bench. Gorilla Glue. Sometimes this gets all bunged up. And yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. But you know what? It works just fine. No problem. And the crazy glue is in here as well. Same thing. You know where I'm going with that. If you're a watch guy, sometimes you take out the pins for your watch to change out the straps, and it doesn't work to take out the pins, but to put the pins back in off the side, it works really good. A watch guy would really understand that. And no, it doesn't scratch the stainless steel if you're careful. All right, let's keep going. So all the tools that are on this are on the outside. They're not one-handed. You need two-hand. You might be able to squeak out that file. Might be able to squeak out that blade. There's no way you're going to squeak out the scissors. You need two hands for that. And I'll go one at a time through the tool set. Everything locks, and I'll talk about the tools. Let's go. Okay, so starting on this side here, the first tool that comes out is the Serrated Blade. Works just fine. Very solid. No problem. Don't ask me what the type of steel is. I have no idea. But it works just fine. Just kind of give you an idea for opening boxes and things. No problem. One of the gripes that I've seen on the internet is how it closes. You have to press on this to unlock it. But honestly, I don't find it to be an issue. It's not really, my humble opinion, designed to be really quick and fast like a P4 or power assist or anything like that, or power access. So anyway, That's the Serrated Blade. Let's go on to the next tool, next to the Serrated Blade. Next to the Serrated Blade is the can opener. I'm not sure if there's a use to this thing yet. I haven't really done any mods to this yet, but there are some coming. I can vouch for the can opener. I can say that the can opener works just fine. I've opened up a can of peas just recently. Works no problem. And the oxide seems to be very strong too. So next tool. Next to the can opener is a little Phillips #1, I believe. Haven't used it, so I can't really vouch for it. Again, very solid. I think it's going to have no problem doing some small chores around the house. All right, so next to that little Phillips, we have a can opener, which I have modified, or not, yeah, it's a can opener, or sorry, not a can opener, a bottle opener or a cap lifter. I have modified the tip. It was useless. Now it's actually very useful. And finally, the last tool next to the cap lifter is the scissors. You can see how they're constructed. Very sharp, very sturdy, very stiff. I don't think you're going to do a heck of a lot of cutting, but for paracord and things like that, no problem. I got a piece of cardboard here. Let's try it out. No problem. And you can always tell when the cuts are nice and clean. So I don't have a problem with that at all, running along. It seems to be okay. Here's some thicker material. I don't know. Let's try it out. Yeah, it's not bad. I know it works really good on paracord. I got a piece kicking around somewhere. I got some here. Nice clean cut. So I don't have any problems with the scissors. I don't think I'd want to do a lot of cutting because you'll get that thumb burn. But for a quick chore, if you're making a little paracord bracelet, no problem. Something like this around is very helpful. Let's go to the tools on the other side. One quick thing I'd like to mention is all the tools we just talked about, sometimes it's easier just to grab them all, fan them out, and find the one that you're looking for. That's typically what I do, and it works just fine. Let's try that on the other side. Just kind of flip it over, grab them all, and fan them out. That's basically how I do it. So let's go through the tool set. First tool on the opposite side of the scissors is just a plain old knife. Works very good. Don't ask me the steel. I have no idea. I've got it razor sharp right now and I use it for opening cardboard boxes and all manner of tasks, and it works just fine on a draw cut because you've got a nice acute point. And I'll show you how I close it. Really not a big deal. Next tool. Okay, so next to the knife, got this massively sharp awl. This thing is crazy sharp. And I know it works just fine. You got the little eyelets in there too, so if you wanted to do some sewing, very similar to the awl on the Swiss Army knife, no problem. I have no complaints with this awl. Next to the awl, we got a little very small flathead. I used it for something very important. I wanted to do a video on it, but I can't remember. It's left me now, but no problem. Works just fine. Many other uses. Many other uses other than just for screw heads. Next to the little micro flathead, we have like a pull, kind of a cutter. See how it works. Works pretty good. I don't think you would have a problem cutting through some nylon material. I don't have any lying around. The one modification I would do is put a sharper point. See if I can get some focus in here. I would try to maybe get a sharper point in here for the clamshell, and that would be a really, maybe a 5-minute job with the file. And I think that would make a huge difference. Next tool. And the last tool on this side is the file. I still think the best files are coming from Victorinox as far as the the way they function, and the Leatherman not too bad. I've never been a fan of this nail nick scenario. To me, it's just a kind of a wasted space. I've just never liked it. Is it required? Not really. Don't need it, because you can just clump it open. And I think in the past I've tried doing something in it, and for whatever reason, whatever I was filing, it fell into that hole. It was kind of bothersome. There is an edge in here, so you can use it on maybe plastic, a little bit of metal, I don't know. Right now I'm just using it for the old nail file. And what else have I used it for? I can't really show you. I don't have any. Those plastic text clips or fast text clips. Sometimes you have to file them down because they don't work very well. And I used this. I've used this a ton because it's on my workbench. You know, I've got all kinds of stuffs lying around, steel and tools and stuff. And anyway, long story short, it's great having this around. So anyway, hopefully that helps somebody. Pretty straightforward, not a review. Do I recommend it? Yeah, absolutely. If you're a collector, I think the Power Pint should be in the collection. If you're not a collector and you want a multi-tool with decent pliers, not like on the Victorinox. I think the Victorinox is a great tool, don't get me wrong, but I like, you know, full-size pliers, but this kind of falls into a category that's not full-size, but not a bad size. So depending on what you do, I think it's worth having around. Hopefully that helps somebody. And by the way, it also comes in your standard silver color or whatever. This is the black oxide. And I don't know. Hopefully that helps somebody. Have a super fantastic day and bye for now.